Hello everyone, Lawrence here with the Prorace Valcolla. I've been riding this bike for the last 4 weeks, actually exactly 4 weeks now. I've got about 500 kilometers on it, so in this video I'll tell you my opinion and thoughts on it. First up, Prorace is a brand not a lot of you may know because it's actually a fairly local company to me. It's a Belgian company. They are based like 40 kilometers away from me, which is why I really wanted to work with them and do a video. So they did supply this bike. I have to give it back. So this is in no way sponsored or anything, just to make sure. Now, Prorace does really affordable carbon bikes. And what's even nicer about it is you can fully customize it. So if you want that logo in a different color or you want the frame a different color, the fork, you can customize all that sort of stuff on their website. The same for the build on this bike. If you want different wheels, different tires, different saddle, seat post, handlebar, stem, all that sort of stuff, it's all fully customizable on the Prorace website. That means, of course, that the price range also can vary quite wildly depending on the sort of build that you want. For this video, I'm going to review the build that I have, which is a test build supplied by Prorace to me. So the first thing you can see with this bike is that it's actually fairly traditional looking. And with that I mean the tubes are all nice and skinny, there are no big fat aero tubes or anything. And overall the bike is just very traditional looking and very light as well. This bike with my egg beater pedals on there, because I do ride mountain bike pedals on everything, it weighs in at 7.7 kilograms, so that's incredibly light given the price point that these bikes actually start at. So let's talk about the build that I have first. So it's a dark blue Valcolla. It has the fluoro yellow logo on it, and then almost everything is carbon fiber. So I have a carbon fiber rail saddle from Physique. It's the Aliante with the little slit in the middle. Carbon seat post, carbon handlebars. The only thing aluminium on it is the stem and these 35mm deep vision wheels. The group set on this bike is the Ultegra rim brake version. It's a full Ultegra group set on this as well. Now, this rim brake thing is something I really wanted to discuss with you guys because there's also a disc version of this bike, and personally I prefer discs. This bike was actually the first rim brake bike that I rode in maybe 10 years, and it really made me want to get back to disc bikes, because they're just so much easier to set up and to maintain and to just get right, and they just feel better. So I would definitely recommend anyone to go with the disc version, even if it's a couple 100 grams heavier. But if you really want the rim brake bikes, then yeah, this is definitely for you. So about the bike then, the main thing is of course how it rides. Is it fast? Is it, agile, all that sort of stuff. I have to say it is very agile. It's not the most extreme geometry bike, so it's got a fairly slack seat angle. I actually have my saddle all the way forwards, but it is a bit of an offset seat post, so I would personally prefer a slightly steeper seat tube. I say that in all my videos. The reach is not extreme or anything. The top tube length is not extreme. What you do get though with these bars is there's a little bit of a forward sweep on the bike or on the bars, and that makes it feel even longer than it already is. But I think a lot of people may actually enjoy that, and it also means you have more adjustability by playing with stem length. Comfort is very good, and that is down to that slack seat tube that I mentioned, and there's also a lot of exposed seat posts, so that's a lot of flex that's possible there. That makes the bike really comfortable to ride. For me personally, I would have gone with a slightly shorter stem, but that's obviously stuff that you can customize when you buy this bike. The next thing I want to talk about with the bike is stiffness, because in the end that is what makes this bike efficient going up hills, for example. Now, I have to say I couldn't really feel any movement in the rear, and it felt really stiff to me, no matter how much power I was putting out. But there is of course some observable flex, but it's just not really noticeable when you're actually riding it. So it's a fairly stiff bike, but still comfortable at the same time. Something that wasn't great for comfort though were the tires that are supplied on this test bike. So I have 23mm yaw power tires on here. They're lightweight, they roll really fast on perfectly smooth terrain, but sometimes when I'm doing these videos I get a little bit distracted, and that's when you feel they're just that little bit rougher to ride. Now, I did do some longer rides together with Pedaler Deluxe, and I've been sucking his wheel for 90 kilometers on one ride in headwind stuff, so I want to thank him for letting me suck on his wheel. But on longer rides I did find the bike more comfortable than my initial impressions were, so it's definitely quite good, this bike, and especially at the price point it's really difficult to beat. Now, it will be a bit more difficult to get if you're not here in Belgium like I am, but it's definitely something worth looking into. Now, something that's quite important to me but may not matter to most of you guys is how loud the bike is. And I'm actually fairly impressed with this one. It's internally routed cabling, but it doesn't rattle around nearly as much as you get with other bikes. There are some small things that I would like to see differently. For example, the front derailleur cable doesn't have like a rubber ferrule on there, so that is a point where water can get in the frame. So maybe that should be sealed up slightly better. Anyway guys, if you like this video, hit that button, hit that subscribe and all that other stuff that YouTubers tell you to do. But for now, it's time for me to say goodbye, so I'll see you guys in the next one.